Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and we continue our playlist English Grammar from Zero, Lesson 19. Okay, so really this playlist is extremely important for all of us. Okay, really, let's talk about one very important thing. How to form a special question in present simple. So generally, first you need to use a question word. For example, when, where, why, how, what. Then use do or does. Then you have a subject and a verb. Yeah, so you form actually a question this way if you have a verb. For example, where does she live? So does, we have does because of she. Where does she live? Where does your sister live? Your sister means she. That's why we use does. Where does your sister live? When do these lessons start? These lessons, yeah, it means they, so we have do. When do these lessons start? When do they start? What does your brother do at work? Your brother means he. What does he? So we say, what does your brother do at work? What do your parents know? So your parents, they. Where does your father work? Your father, he. Where does your boss learn English? So boss, he or she. How does his girlfriend look like? His girlfriend, she. So does. How does his girlfriend look like? Good. When does your boyfriend find time for it? Your boyfriend, he. What does your grandmother grow in her garden? She. When does this lesson usually start? It. When does that lesson usually finish? It. When did the lesson start? They. We say do they. When do lessons start? And when do the lessons finish? When do they finish? What does your wife cook? She. What does your wife usually cook? She. What does your husband usually eat? He. Where do your children study? They. Where does your son study? He. Where does your daughter study? She. What do your suppliers produce? They. What do your partners think about this situation? Your partners? They. Okay, so you see that it's much more difficult to choose between do or does when you don't have a pronoun and you need to understand what pronoun it is. Yeah, just keep in mind this rule anyway. Okay, so good. So what do your clients usually answer? Or what do your clients usually reply? They. What does this ticket include? It. How does the company work? The company means it, so we say how does it work or how does the company work? Why does your best friend hate it? So your best friend, he or she. How does your sister swim? She. What does your boss promise? He. Okay, when do the exams start? The exams, they, yeah? So you're talking about the exams you know, but not about all the exams in the world. So that's why you need to use that. When do the exams start? Why does your friend think differently? Or why does your friend think another way? Your friend, he or she. So we use does he, does she. Where does your son want to study? Your son means he. How does she find time for everything? And why do they refuse to do it? Yeah, just you know that we usually put to between two verbs. Refuse to do it. Why do they refuse to do it? Okay, you know that I think you know these rules, and I prepared more, sentences, more examples, especially for you for more English grammar and speaking practice, so you can listen and repeat. Okay, how do the students prefer to learn English? How does your sister dance? When does this lesson usually start? Or when does this lesson usually begin? Why do you use the internet so often? What does your mother teach? How does your teacher explain it? Why do those things seem so bad? What do all these things mean? When does your friend usually listen to music? What does your boss need? When do the lessons start? Where does your classmate live? Why does that thing seem bad? Where does your neighbor work? How does your brother play the guitar? Where does your brother study English? Why do your parents watch TV so late? Or television, yeah, why do parents watch television so late? But we normally say watch TV, so it's okay to say why do parents watch TV so late? Why does your boss think so? How does the company work? How does his girlfriend look like? What does your grandmother grow in her garden? Why does your husband need it urgently? How does your sister swim? Why do these problems interest you? What does your boss promise? How does your sister do it? Why does your aunt rent a flat? What does this word mean? When do your parents come home? How do your teachers explain it? Where does your teacher write these words? What does this ticket include? When does your boyfriend find time for it? Where does your son study? When does that lesson usually finish? Why does your best friend hate it? How does your friend spend his free time? What does your brother do at work? How does she find time for everything? How does your brother find time for all these things? What do your parents know? How often does your friend use the internet? How do your friends pay for it? When do the exams start? Where does your father work? When do the lessons finish? Why do these things seem interesting? Why do those things seem boring? What do clients usually answer? Or what do clients usually reply? Why do they refuse to do it? Why does your friend think differently? Or why does your friend think another way? Why does this idea seem strange? Why does your best friend support them? Where does his wife work? Where does their daughter study? Why does the student need to learn English? Okay, my friends, thanks a lot. So really, let's continue this very important playlist. Thank you.